Hello friends, very good morning. And myself Dr. M.H. Annaya, former head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering and principal at Dr. Shivakumara Mahaswamy College of Engineering, Bangalore, and presently vice principal at Saptagiri College of Engineering, Bangalore. Friends, in today's session, we are going to learn how to calculate the efficiency of a riveted joint and what is the mode of failure of a riveted joint. So, in this regard, we have three efficiencies which we calculate in a riveted joint. One is called eta P, that is called the plate efficiency, which is the ratio of F theta dash to F theta. This is F theta dash is the strength of the perforated plate or plate with a hole in one pitch length. For example, if you take one pitch length, suppose say you have got a row of rivet like this, and if you take one pitch length here along this one pitch length, friends, the F theta dash will be the strength of this perforated plate. That is, you have got a gap here. So, this diameter is d by 2 and this is d by 2 and this is some value. So, totally out of pitch, if you subtract d by 2, subtract d by 2, this gap is P minus D, and it has got a thickness equal to H. So, here the strength of the perforated plate F theta dash is equal to, listen with interest, it is P minus D by 2 minus D by 2 is this gap multiplied by H is the area of cross section, where H is the thickness of the plate, and if you multiply this with the tensile strength, that is sigma theta, in some of the books data handbook denoted as sigma t, it is one and the same. So, this will give you F theta dash, which is P minus D multiplied by H multiplied by sigma theta. So, this is P minus D into H into sigma theta divided by strength of the solid plate. For example, if you don't drill any holes here, this is the area, the solid plate, we have got this gap as P, thickness is equal to H, and tensile strength is the same, sigma theta. So, we call this strength as F theta P into H into sigma theta. That is the strength of the solid plate or the plate without holes in it. So, if you divide one by the other, you will get the efficiency of the plate, which is P minus D by P into 100 will give the percentage efficiency. Friends, on the same lines, you have eta R. R stands for the rivets. So, it is the efficiency of the rivets. It is given by the shear strength of the rivet divided by the strength of the solid plate. What is the shear strength and how do you find out the shear strength of the rivet? You know, every rivet will have a diameter d. The area of cross section of this rivet is pi d square by 4. If you have I such number of rivets, it will give you total area. Total area multiplied by the shear strength is given by, so I will just write down here, this F2 shear strength is equal to pi d square by 4, the area into tau. Area into tau will give the load or the total strength multiplied by I, the number of rivets. So, it is I into pi d square by 4 into tau is the shear strength of the rivet multiplied by strength of the solid plate, and you will get an efficiency which has to be multiplied by 100 to get the efficiency of the joint, that is efficiency, rivet efficiency. Similarly, we have got the third efficiency by name, efficiency in crushing or compression is given by Fc by F theta. This Fc is the crushing resistance that is given by D into H, the diameter of the rivet into thickness of the plate. If you have I such number of rivets, this total product will give you the area into the total area into stress will give you the crushing load or the load in compression, and that is divided by F theta, the strength of the solid plate. So friends, in any of these riveted joints, lap joints or butt joint, we are going to find out all these three efficiencies, and the least of the three efficiencies. For example, in a joint like this, if you have got this is 62.5 and this has 62.77 and this has 98.24. Say these are the three efficiencies we have got, and the efficiency or the overall efficiency of the joint is the least of these three values. So this is going to be this much. So we will say the efficiency of the joint is 62.5%. And friends, before that I would like to have a small information passed on to you. Generally this eta P and eta R, they will be very close to each other, and sometimes it will be like this 62.5 and this will be 62.5. If we stop at this, we will not know exactly whether the joint fails either by the tearing of the plate or by the shearing of the rivets. So generally what I advise you is, you calculate the efficiency of all the three up to 4 decimal place of accuracy, and there will be thereby you will not have any ambiguity. For example, if it is 62.5823 and maybe you are getting 62.5894. So then you will be able to decide which is the least efficiency. Here this is the least value and this is more and this is further high. So the overall efficiency is the least of the three values of the efficiency. And what is this mode of failure? Means any joint, if at all it fails, it could be due to the tearing of the plate, shearing of the rivets, or by crushing of the plate or rivets. So friends, in a particular problem, if you find eta P as the least of all the three efficiencies, we say the efficiency of the joint is such a that value, and the mode of failure is by the tearing of the plate. In a problem, if you find eta R, the efficiency of the rivets as the least of the three values, we will say the mode of failure of the joint is by shearing of the rivet. And in some cases, maybe eta C is the least of all, and we will say the mode of failure, the efficiency of the joint is that eta C value, and the mode of failure is by crushing of the rivets or the plates. My dear friends, I hope you all have followed the presentation made on how to calculate the efficiency of the joint and how to determine the mode of failure. Friend, a small information is that you will not have to by heart any of these equations. All these equations are well defined. They are given in a tabular column in the data handbook or machine design data handbook. Only the thing is, you have to have thorough usage of the data handbook and see what is available where, and by selecting the proper table and the proper equations, you will be able to save more than 25% of the time that you are going to spend on a numerical example. Friends, I hope the presentation was interesting to you, and if you find this is of use to the students doing this course, Design of Machine Elements, please subscribe to my channel, share the information with all your friends, and I thank you all for watching my YouTube video on mechanical engineering lecture series. Friends, your subscription will not cost you anything, and it is going to motivate me to make more and more such useful videos for the teaching community and also for the students across the globe. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and this is Dr. M. H. Channaya signing off.